What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing 9, unless I find another one, car mods that just need to go away in 2025. Some of these aren't really mods, but these things just need to be stopped for 2025. Some of them are just going out of style, and some of them should have just never been done to a car regardless. And you may ask, why are you doing this in February, to be exact the 13th, and not January 1st when I was making my New Year's resolution? Well, I knew that New Year's resolution that you picked was not gonna be done. You've already gave up working out. You've already gave up eating healthy.
Forget about it.
You're eating that Raising Cane's right now.
It's greasy.
And you're thinking, man, I need another one. And that's why I did in February. Or maybe I'm just a little late. But anyhow, the first one is controversial because I'm gonna get a lot of, oh, don't make fun of electric cars. Electric cars are great. They're not, they're terrible.
Hello, I'm an electric car. I can't go very far.
And in the car community, we should just stop modding Teslas. It's not like there's a big battery sticking out the hood or the trunk and you like double the horsepower, because that would be worth seeing. These guys just put a little splitter on the front, black out the headlights, and then bag it, and then pull up to a car show and think they're hot shit because they can beat most of the cars there with their electricity. Well, that's overplayed now, and nobody really cares if you can beat everybody. Everybody's seeing the Tesla at the Target, the Walmart, at HEB. No one, and I mean no one, is going to a car show for a Tesla. So you might as well just save your money like you're doing with not buying gas, and you're saving the earth. Thank you so much. You're really doing the Lord's work, and just stick to doing that. Once you save up enough money and you saved up enough environmental points, then you can go out and buy a Corvette and drive it on the days that you feel like destroying the earth.
How dare you!
And there you go, you can bring that sucker to a car meet with a little bit of mods on it to make it your own. Have that little plaque that says 1 out of 1 and you'll fit right in.
And if you drive me, people will think you're gay.
One of us. One of us.
For number 2, I think we should get rid of riveted or screwed in wide body kits at car shows. On fender flares, that's okay because you're using that for the track most likely, or you're just taking it to a car meet. But when you're getting into these Liberty Walk, Tandem, RWB body kits, and they're riveted at a car show, I think that is just lame and lazy. And I know you might be thinking, oh, well, they don't have enough money to mold it, or they don't have enough money to recreate it in metal. Have you seen the prices on these kits? I think they got the money. And also, I'm paying money to get in this car show, so I would like to see some cars worth seeing. In the early 2000s, this was common at car shows. A whole car would be molded, and if you wanted to take off a side skirt, you'd pretty much just have to get a new car because the fender, the quarter panel, and the side skirt were all connected. I'm not wanting to go that far. Side skirts don't have to be molded into the car, but when you're talking about these Liberty Walk kits that go on the fenders, the quarter panels, you might as well mold them into that panel. It looks a lot more clean, and we all know you're not driving your show car on the track, so you can't even give me the excuse that, oh, if it breaks, it's gonna be so hard to repair. We know that this thing stays in the garage 99% of the time, and the only place it goes is to a car show or the mechanic. And you might say, well, RWB was started for racing, and it's for racing cars, and it's really for racing, and he does this for racing. Okay, yeah, maybe in the 80s, maybe in the 90s, he was making these body kits for race cars, but now he's just making body kits for rich guys who want a cool, unique Porsche. And just like with every trend, it started with a purpose, and then it lost its purpose. Just like people who go to Starbucks in a Carhartt jacket. We know you work in tech. Or just like sagging your pants, it started in jail, either because you like dudes or you didn't have a belt. Now it doesn't really have a purpose, and it's just to show that you don't work. Just like that, RWB used to be for racing. They've lost the racing aspect, and very little of these cars ever touch a racetrack. So because the purpose is lost, please mold the kit. Just like those guys who made those built-in sagging pants. If they can mold their underwear into their pants, then you can mold your body kit into your car.
You sag your pants in her, man, somebody be up in your...
Donald.
Number 3. That is weird wraps. Why are you guys trying to be different in the weirdest way possible? It's almost like you guys are a little bit indecisive with what you want to do, because I see these cars driving down the road and it's literally half and half wrapped. Sometimes one side's not even wrapped and one side is wrapped, and sometimes both sides are wrapped, but they're two completely different colors. And you look at it from one angle and you're like, wow, that's a pretty cool color. And you look at it from the back and you're like, what in the hell's going on? It looks like Two-Face. That, along with all the other crazy, absurd stuff that y'all do, it needs to just tone down a little bit. If the wrap is a reason why your car is unique, then that's not good. You want your car to be unique because of the mods, because you fabricated something yourself and it's completely different, or you brought your vision to life and it just looks beautiful. But the people who do these half wraps, quarter wraps, or put a big tiger on the side of their car, it looks like you went to the wrap installer and he handed you the sample book and you're like, yeah, these ones. He's like, what are you talking about? That's a full book. Yeah, I want all of them. Make it work. It just looks really rice. Like AI Google said when I searched up a good quote about simplicity, it says simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. Remember that one. For number 4, we're not going off the beaten path too much and we're talking about more vinyl, but we're talking about stickers this time. If you have a Japanese car and you have those stickers that say, notice me senpai, kawaii princess, or all these weird stickers that are very questionable, I got some news for you. It doesn't look good. I get those little peekers. You put your favorite anime character on your car, that's okay. Maybe even it's your car's mascot. Like some people have a Deadpool sticker and their car's red. That's fine. It looks good. No problem there. The problem is when you have these weird sayings or just lewd stickers on your car, and you might be saying, well, they do that in Japan. That's just a Japanese culture to have cute things on your drift car. And I'm trying to do that on my car because I have a Japanese car. But just because your car is Japanese doesn't mean you're Japanese. There's a big difference between how Americans look and how Asians look. For example, you know Thailand? What are they known for? Ladyboys.
I'm Ladyboy.
A lot of them, you can't even tell that they're a man and they'll trick you. And all they gotta do is put on a wig and some makeup. So it's okay if they have cute stuff. The American ladyboys, they ain't tricking nobody.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
So cutesy stuff works in Asia, but it just does not work here. And I think these stickers should be on no car because they're just weird in general, but I've got the perfect test to see if there's even a possibility that you could put these stickers on your car. For me, I'm Filipino, and for a lot of other Asians, this is probably the best mustache that they can grow. A lot of them can't even grow a mustache at all. If you can't grow a mustache, maybe it's alright to have these stickers on your car, but if you can grow a big burly mustache in a week, these stickers just do not fit you. But even if you can't grow a mustache, it's still just weird. For number 5, we're gonna be talking about the Starlight headliner. I think it originally came from a Rolls Royce or Bentley, and then everybody started doing it in the last 2 years, and I think it is rarely done right. Now, mind you, I have no knowledge of this, or maybe it's done right and it doesn't last long, because I see these cars on Facebook Marketplace all the time, and it looks like there's a damn meteor shower going on in the car. All those lights that were supposed to be in the headliner have now sagged down, and they're like right next to the guy, tickling the guy's head. All the passengers in the car are getting free massage with those scalp things that go like that, and then they try to sell the car, and it's like, well, what am I gonna do with the headliner? Now it's got a bunch of holes in it. If I'm gonna buy this car, I either have to get the Starlight headliner done again, hopefully it doesn't fail this time.
Where's all your money gone, Daddy?
Taxes. Bug. It's okay. It's part of the game.
Or I have to get a new headliner, which sometimes costs a lot of money. To me, I don't think that Starlight headliner looks good in a sports car. Maybe if you have like a really nice Lexus LS, whatever the new one is, or maybe a really nice S-Class, maybe, I don't know, then maybe it would work. But those guys have the money to pay a professional to do it, so it will last. People that have 350Zs, 240SXs that do it, it just looks god-awful. For number 6, we're going to be talking about angry headlights. Why does everybody want to be angry nowadays? It just doesn't make sense. Remember when guys were okay driving Miatas, Mazda Speed 3s, and MR2s? All happy cars, and their owners were happy driving them. But recently, I've seen a lot of people doing the angry Jeep grill, and it just looks so retarded. Jeeps have had that same grill since 1940, and all of a sudden people think, I don't really want that iconic grill. I want to buy a cheap Temu grill for $60 and put that on there, and everybody's gonna love it. Everybody's gonna really like my Jeep. It's gonna be so modified, and people aren't gonna mess with me because I'm so mean. Oh, jeez, I just can't wait for it to come in from China. And Jeeps aren't the only one to do it. I've seen this on a lot of cars where they put these things called eyelids on their car, and I can just see these people searching this up. MR2 Spider, headlights, eyelids, angry. And then they buy it, and then they think they look cool. Modifying the way the headlights look in a car without doing extensive body work to get rid of that part of the headlight just looks tacky and dumb. If you don't like the headlight shape of a car, maybe that car's not for you and you should get a different one. For number 7, we are gonna be talking about up-badging a car. This is gonna be a short and simple one. Just don't do it. I know you think you're tricking people and people might not tell it to your face, but say in Lexus's case, you have an IS350 and you put the badge of an ISF on your car. Everybody can tell it's not an ISF. People are gonna laugh at you behind your back and you don't seem confident. Now what you should really be doing is down badging your car.
What?
If you have an IS350, you take that badge off, you put an IS250 on there. Then people will be intrigued. They're like, this says IS250, but it has the 2GR instead of the 4GR. That's kind of weird. Let me ask this guy. Let me talk to this guy about the car. They still might think you're a little retarded, but at least the conversation is started and you might get a new friend out of the conversation. Just like all of us have to work with what the Lord gave us and be confident about it, that's exactly what you have to do with your car. Just be confident about your car. Don't try to be something you're not, and don't try to make your engine look bigger than it actually is. Yeah, I got a 1.6 liter. What's it to you? That's the attitude you should have. Along with fake badges, for the 8th spot on this list, we've got more fake stuff. Fake vents, fake sounds, and other fake stuff that I forgot. If your car is electric, don't put a speaker and make it sound like 1969 Chevy Nova SS.
This is what the exhaust speaker sounds like on the new electric Dodge Charger.
It just sounds dumb. As well as if you have a brand new Supra, take those fake vents off they put from the factory and put some real ones there. It just looks dumb. If you have a fake hood scoop, take that off. It just looks dumb. You get my point. All this stuff looks dumb. If it doesn't have a purpose, why is it there? And for the 9th spot on this list, we have modify your exhaust within reason. If you have an Accord, don't straight pipe it. I'm telling you, it does not sound good. Although it's loud, it sounds terrible. Get one of those like HKS exhaust that has a nice deep rumble. Don't go for high pitched. That was my mistake on an 8.6, but at least when people say, who is that obnoxious four-banger driving down the road, they're like, oh, it's an 8.6. I rarely see one of those. That's kind of interesting. And now that I'm older, I want to change it to something that's a little bit less loud because, you know, not everybody wants to hear your car driving down the road. Unless you have a V8, then everybody wants to hear your car driving down the road and the whole neighborhood wants to wake up to the sound of your car.
Because my car is so loud in the morning. Well, it's 7:30 in the morning now, and guess what?
And a little bonus one, I'm gonna call this number 10. Carbon fiber used to be something that was like super cool. It was rare to see, and when you saw it, you knew that car was packing some crazy horsepower. But now they make it for every car. It's so accessible that everybody has a carbon fiber hood, everybody has carbon fiber fenders. It's not really that special anymore. So for 2025, let's take it up a notch. If we have the funds, paint it, but paint it like that semi, like opacity of 50%, where you can see the carbon fiber, so you still get the validation for having it, but it's also color matched to your car. I think that looks super sick, and I want to see more of that when I go to car shows or just car meets. So if you guys did enjoy this video of the top 9 things that need to be stopped in 2025, please leave a like down below, subscribe if you guys are new, join the Discord if you like to play video games, and the song in the background, if you know what it is, leave it in the comments, because I doubt y'all will remember the song. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any ideas for videos that you want me to do, leave that in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out!